Hi guys, welcome to TechBuzzBlogs. Myself Vinod Kumar. I am a Java J2W developer working as an architect. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about Java design patterns. So if you are from coming from Java background, so you know about design patterns, but I'm not sure you know about all the design patterns in detail or not, right? So in this playlist, we are going to discuss about each design patterns in-depth knowledge. We are trying to get the in-depth knowledge of each design patterns. Okay, let's go one by one. Okay, so first of all, what is design patterns actually? So it is a proved solutions for recurring problems which programmers will face while developing the applications. Okay, so for example, you are developing an application, right? You may face lot of issues, but couple of issues you may face again and again often, right? So maybe if you are developing 10 projects, you may face couple of issues often. So what basically done is that, so if you are facing some issue, if you have a perfect solution for that actually, okay, so we can call it as a pattern. Okay, so the same way, so already in gang of four actually, so one of the pattern they developed, okay, it is having lot of patterns. If you follow that those patterns, you can easily avoid lot of issues which you will face often. Okay, so that is what the main motive of this design patterns. Okay, so it is a proved solutions for recurring problems which programs will face while developing the applications. Okay, so from the definition itself you can come to know that, right? So for example, okay, let me tell you an example. So basically you are developing application. Okay, so while developing, you need to connect your application with database. Okay, so what basically you will do, you need to do some JDBC driver or whatever it may be, you need to do some logic, and beyond that it will be get connected, right? So what basically they done is that, so okay, let me tell you, if you want to fetch some queries, for example, in your database you are having one customer table. Okay, so you want to fetch the queries, you want to fetch the details from the customer table, so you are writing select star from customer, right? And you are executing that query using JDBC, right? So again, maybe 10 times in your application you want to get the same query, you want to make a you want to fetch the details from the database, okay, 10 times. So what basically you will do, so you will connect the database JDBC connectivity. So once the connection is done, basically it will not create the connection again, right? So it means that for the whole application it is connecting only once, but again when you are hitting that select query, it is obviously fetching the details from the database, but the connection was already there. That only the fetching is happening only the first time, or while booting your application you are connecting with your database, right? So only one instance you are creating, the one instance you are going to use for the whole application, right? So that is one of the solution design pattern solutions they already provided, that we will call it as singleton design patterns. Okay, so that is called a singleton. So this type of issues they solving and they are providing the resolution for this. Okay, so this is what basically will design pattern. Okay, so basically if you see that there is two types of basically design pattern is there. One is core design pattern and another one is J2W design patterns. Okay, so core design pattern is nothing but we can call it as a gang of four. Okay, so gang of four is nothing but they already defined that couple of almost 20 to 25 design patterns are available. Okay, let's see that one by one. Okay, so what are the design patterns available in core design pattern? Let's see that. So if you see here in this, so gang of four, right? So the core design pattern they are splitting as a three different part. Okay, so one is creational design pattern, another one is structural design pattern, and another one is behavioral design patterns. If you see that each, for example, if you see the creational design pattern, it is having again lot of design patterns internally, right? So singleton, prototype, builder, factory, abstract factory, object pool, all these design patterns are coming under the creational design patterns. Okay, actually, so why they split it like this? For example, if you are taking example of creational, so what basically it means, the whatever the design patterns are coming under the creational, right? It's all about object creation. Okay, so how basically we are going to create the object, so that is what it will discuss about all these creational design patterns. Okay, if you come into structural design pattern, okay, so it's all about how one object is using another object. Okay, basically what structural design pattern is nothing but it will tell you, teach you in different ways how one object is using another object. Okay, so then coming to the last one, behavioral design pattern, right? So this is nothing but how one object is communicating with another object. So creation is nothing but about creating the objects. Structural is nothing but it's how one object is using another object. Behavioral is nothing but how communication between happening between two objects or multiple objects. So that is what they are defining in the if you see the example of singleton prototype, builder, everything. So maybe each one will have different behavior. Okay, again, but all belongs to creating the object. Okay, so this is what about the core design patterns. Okay, then let me come to J2W design patterns. Basically they are splitting as a three different, one is presentation layer and another one is business layer and the third one is integration layer. Okay, so again each category will have different patterns are there: intercepting filter, what is front controller, what is view controller. Those details we'll see in the next video, in the further videos. Okay, just try to understand overall, so what are the stuffs we are going to cover in this playlist. Okay, so if you see that main is gang of 4 and J2 design pattern. So all this internal, if you see singleton, prototype, builder, factory, each one we'll see in the further videos what is that and what is the purpose of that. We'll see one example as well. Okay, for each and everything. Okay, so hope you understood what is basically design pattern, right? In the overall meaning that, let's jump into real-time example. Okay, hope you understood. Thanks for watching. Thanks. Bye bye.